Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, first of all, it's the fundamentals of the code. The fundamentals of the code are better than Bitcoin's fundamentals. The inflation model is better than Bitcoin's inflation model. The staking feature is better than a mining feature. It's new tech versus old tech. It's decentralized versus centralized. Yes, all of those things. Well, we're all jacked up today, huh? No chatting sign, no lamps going. Oh hoy, how's everybody doing today? What a mess. What a mess. Everything's a mess, right? So, boy, a lot of good stuff to talk about. I tried to put the Discord together. We've got a Discord channel now, by the way. Well, we've always had one. We just never use it because that thing is so freaking confusing to me. One time I even left it on and had it running in my room for like a whole day. People could hear everything was going on. So we're going to have the Discord server running so I can take some calls. When I do a one by myself, I want to take calls and listen to people. So I'm going to read the chat. We'll get the Discord thing done like Hexo did today, later on. And, that way we can take people's calls. I know a lot of people don't like coming on stream, like on F and Hangout and whatnot. And I'd like to get people that do want to talk, that don't want to show themselves to come in and chat with us about things like this. Got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. First of all, I want to thank everybody who came to Vegas and those of you who couldn't make it that wanted to make it. It was a absolutely fabulous event. First, I want to thank, after all of you who came, I want to thank my staff, Black Hexican, and A Wild SJ for the amazing job that they did on putting it together for you guys. Nobody was disappointed. It was amazing. Every event, every activity that we did was a bunch of fun. Hexicans hanging out. We went and shot guns at Battlefield Vegas. We went to Area 15, hung out at the Hippy Dippy Doo place, Burning Man stuff. And what else did we do? We had a couple of nightclub events. We had Top Golf. We ate like kings. Everywhere we went, we were eating good. I mean, it was absolutely fantastic. So my hat's off to them, to Black Hexican and A Wild SJ for doing that. We did have our own audio issue in the beginning. It kind of pushed the event a little bit late, but we got it all dialed in because we wanted to make sure that we were live streaming it for those of you who purchased the live stream. So it took us a little bit to get that dialed in, but we did eventually get that fixed and whatnot. This technology, we got to get the technology right. That makes things easier for everybody. But the Pitch Fest, amazing. It was cool because they had an 8-minute round to pitch their idea for their project that they were putting on PulseChain. And then they had 2 minutes to take questions from the audience. And first place was Project Pi. Those guys won. Hats off to Project Pi. Good job, Project Pi. You guys killed it. Obviously, you guys were the winners. Then we had Drac and his crew from Tank Talk Wireless. They took second prize, and what an awesome technology they have, or potential technology they have that's launching on PulseChain. So Pitch Fest was great. That was cool. You know, it's actual Hexicans building things and other Hexicans coming together, vetting, judging, listening to it's process. It's progress and process all being done by the community. Like, we gathered the funds, we gathered the projects, put together the event. It wasn't Richard. It was the community doing this stuff. They got up on the stage. They talked to other community members. Community members judged them. Totally not picked by any of us. That was all random. And it was just progress and process all happening at once that is just organic, 100%. No foundation from Richard, nothing. It was all us, just Hexicans doing it. And I had it off to you guys. What an amazing job. What an amazing proof of concept. And we're going to have many more of them. We're going to do more of this. The event, if you were there, everybody got along except for Coffee and Hexy Bastard. They had a little scuffle in the lobby of one of the hotels. They were just playing, guys. They were just playing. But it was amazing. The Las Vegas event was amazing. The networking, the people that showed up there from all over the world that came there to be with us. Man, what a great time. What a tribute to the Hexican community and what they're doing. So also we had Ben Bitboy Armstrong was there, and also Donovan from DIY Investing. Those two were on stage with myself, and it was a couple of dominoes from outside the community, from within the crypto space, that were siding with us, that want to be part of our community, that want to help a greater crypto space understand and know what Hex is all about, what PulseChain is all about, and what this community is all about. They know we're the real deal. I had some good conversations with those two gentlemen, offline, about who we are and what we're doing. And they were flabbergasted. They were just like, this is so freaking cool. This is awesome. And that was really heartwarming to see that and feel that and hear that and be part of that. And to see finally, after 4 years of doing what we've been doing, to see that come to fruition, to see people actually siding with us. I said at the seminar, it's time to put down our weapons, guys. We won the war. We were in many battles. We won many battles, and now we've won the war. Richard Hart has won, and we as Hexicans have all won. So it's time to put down our weapons and go out, and it's time for diplomacy. It's time to make things work. It's time to show people and the world who we really are. It's time for us to get better at what we do, and that is going and spreading the word of DeFi. My goal here never was for any selfish reasons. Never. I want to go back and explain some of the history about why this guy's even in front of you guys speaking. I never came here to get acceptance or wanted anything from you guys. Never did. I came here to crypto for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to get free. I was always looking for a side hustle to get free so that I didn't have to work my ass off 16 hours a day and miss my whole family's lives and them growing up and everything. I wanted to provide for them and spend time with them, but my job didn't allow for that. So I wanted to get free. So that's why I came to the crypto space. But as I was moving along, reading the white papers, reading and understanding what was going on here in the crypto space, I thought, man, this is something bigger than just me. This is something that can fix the money. It's having a lot of trouble. It's having a lot of problems. Could be retirement for a lot of people that don't have retirements. And as time went on, that didn't come to fruition. It was just a place for scams and Ponzi schemes and everything else. But when Richard Hart came around, when I started seeing him and what he was doing, I thought, man, if I help this guy do what he says he's going to do, because I believed in him, I did. I just thought he was a real human being that wanted to do good. Then maybe I could help him change the world. Maybe I can help him fix money. Maybe I could help him fix crypto first and then fix money. So that's why I got involved. And it wasn't because I thought I was smart. It wasn't because I thought I had something to say. It was because I thought that you guys were the ones that can do it. I thought that if I can drag some of you guys out of those Telegram spaces, those deep, dark Telegram spaces that not too many people were in, and showcase your intelligence, your wit, your understanding of what this all was, then maybe we can go and win together. And I knew something else. I knew what I did have of value. You know, I do a lot of self-deprecation when it comes to being, you know, the smartest guy in the room. Because when it comes to technology, when it comes to your guys' culture, when it comes to this social media shit, when it comes to the crypto space itself, I wasn't the smartest or brightest guy in the room, but I had a passion for it, and I knew you guys were. And I knew that if I hooked my buggy to some of you guys, that I could help to fix some of the things leadership-wise that you guys needed fixing. Because I'm going to be completely honest, as smart and as witty and as knowledgeable as some of you are, some of you guys need some help when it comes to leadership and people handling skills. A lot of help. Some of you really need to read Richard Hart's book and understand Sci-Vibe, or go listen to SJ narrate it to you, because a lot of you don't understand how to handle people. And that's what's most important here. If we're going to build a network, if we're going to market this, if we're going to take it to the world, if we're going to fill up stadiums, we got to get better at that. And some of you are really bad at it. And you're going at this very selfishly for self-gain, self-notoriety, self-recognition, or whatever it is. What makes you think that by punching people in the face and memeing everybody and making jokes about everything and making cock jokes about everything is going to bring adoption to this space? What makes you think that? It's not. I ain't saying we have to wear suits and ties. Look at me. I'm just a normal guy. You know, I'm myself. But I do some of the things that you guys do. I know how to handle people. I know how to treat people. And when I am harsh, I'm harsh with us. I'm harsh with those of you that I care about. I'm harsh with those of you that I know are better. I want to make you guys better. So we've got a lot to do here. We've got a lot to learn. We've got a lot of growing. And I hope that we can get that done. I'm going to talk a little bit about what's been going on the last couple of days. But first of all, I wanted to say thank you for the successful event in Vegas. That's showing who this community is. For those of you who are there, you saw it and you know what it was. As far as what's happening in the Hex community, first of all, when we launched out there, boom, everything was going up, and that was awesome. Everybody was euphoric. We've seen everything pumping, and it was a good time. But you know what? I didn't put any serious thought or reverence into the idea that we're pumping. We pump and dump all the time, guys. There's green and red candles all the time. Bull markets, bear markets, we see all kinds of stuff. And then what happened just recently with Richard's tweet just goes to show you that, again, there's nothing new under the sun. It doesn't take much to get people to walk away from what it is that we all understand here, and that's that this thing really does work, and this thing is going to work. So let me take a step back now, and let's talk about a little bit of history, and then I'm going to go into that. Again, I came here to showcase you guys. I came here to express my reverence for you guys and give you guys try and give you guys some leadership skills and some guidance in how to act. Some of you took heed, some of you didn't, and that's okay. Those of you who did, I mentor some of you. I have lots of conversations with some of you. You guys support the things that we do, and we're all moving forward together. Those of you who don't, that's fine. Most of you have gone away. We've blocked each other. We don't talk to one another or whatever. That's fine. That's the way things go. But for those of you who are around, it's time for us to rally. It's time for us to get out there in front of this thing and go into the bull market stronger than ever. So for everybody to start arguing and fighting now about eHEX or PETITION is ridiculous. First of all, for 4 years, eHEX, Hex, that was the thing that we promoted. That was what I promoted. That's what I talked to everybody about on a daily basis. And guess what? It freed me. I'm forever grateful for that. Forever. Now, do I have a reverence for it? Do I have an affinity for eHEX because of that? In a little bit of a way, but I'm smarter than that. I know that it's not the end all be all. I know that Hex on PulseChain is a better, more functional cryptocurrency. It's a more functional Hex, I should say. I know that Hex on Ethereum is hurting, but it's not because there's something wrong with Hex. It's because there's something wrong with Ethereum. Now, for those of you who understand crypto, Ethereum has been around for what, 7-8 years? Maybe a little longer. It ain't going anywhere. It's the big dog. It's the proofer of the smart contract. It was the first. Just like Bitcoin, it ain't going nowhere either. Now, are they old tech? Yes. And Ethereum better get its shit together and fix itself. And my guess is that one day it will. It will. I don't see it going away. I don't see it not fixing itself. Is it maybe bilking people? I would say so. I think it is. Can't prove it, but damn, it sure looks like a duck, right? Especially when we were kicking its ass, moving fast, and they raised the S-load fees. That was something else to see the timing of that and how that all went down. So my guess is that that was a punch in the eye to Richard and his product. But at that point, that's when Richard said he was going to do something about it. And but Hex was still Hex. Let me go back and explain something to everybody here about the bigger picture of Hex, because I think a lot of you have forgotten it. First of all, Hex is for staking. It's for staking. It's a long-term hold. There's a reason and a function within the ecosystem to stake Hex. It's not something that you hold and hope number go up. I've heard some of the other influencers out there talking about that. And the other influencers are right. There are people that are here for this bull market for Hex to do a bunch of X's so that they can walk away with some money. And guess what? That's never worked out for anybody here. That's never really worked out for anybody. A couple of people might have got lucky during the bull run and got in and got out after they got what they wanted. But that's not what Hex is for. Hex is for staking. And when we started teaching everybody about Hex, unpeeling the onion, discovering and understanding what T-shares were, we understood how important staking was. And for some reason, maybe we forgot to tell people about it. Maybe us influencers, those of us out here talking to everybody about Hex, have forgotten to express the importance of staking and what an amazing product Richard made on Ethereum. Now, I've never said to buy one or the other. I've only told people that Hex on both chains are equally important and equally good. Hex on Ethereum is still Hex. It is still the great product that it ever was. Now, why is it so good? Why is Hex so good? Because it does a couple of things better than anything else on the planet. Literally, I was the one who said this should be a Nobel Prize winning product. Why? Because of the T-share. The T-share is a Nobel Prize winning product. Why? Because it takes compounding and turns it on top of its head. It also takes inflation and changes it and makes it different than anything else on the planet. Nothing else inflates like Hex. So let's talk about why it's so important to understand that and why it's so important to participate in staking. So numbers be damned. I'm going to give you guys generalizations of the number. The OA has something like 85 to 90 something percent of the Hex out there. Sits there, doesn't do anything. It's only done something one time to affect us, and it did it for the betterment of the system. The other 7, 8, 9% is staked out from one day from now to 15 years. Now I'm talking about Ethereum Hex right now. And what's liquid, what's left, what is left out there is a very small percentage of the Hex that's left. That Hex right there that's left is all that can be staked. It's all. So and if we're averaging 38% APY, 38% APY, and that's just staking rewards. That's not early end stake penalties. That's APY on the staking rewards, the inflation of the coin. If we're making that kind of return and still a handful of it is out there, even if that handful was to come into the staking pool, it would not dilute it enough to drop the APY below 20%. 20%. Nothing on the planet gives you 20% APY. Nothing on the planet gives you 20% decentralized APY in a smart contract that is secure, that runs on a network that has been tried and true and proven, Ethereum. Even though it's got its head up its ass with its fees, even though the S-load fees are screwing the Hexicans over. It's still there. It's still working. It's still good. It was still a good product. And the APY is amazing. Now, big picture. If we, the crypto space, Hexicans, go out there and onboard the world, like what? There's 3% of the world in crypto right now, 3%. And that 3% is giving it away to the banks right now, by the way. Ethereum, OTC trades going off the freaking chain. They're selling Ethereum off too. They've been selling Bitcoin like crazy. OTC, giving it all the way to the bankers, giving it to BlackRock, giving it to Fidelity, giving it to Morgan, giving it to all of them. They're giving away crypto, guys. But there's one thing they can't have. They can't have DeFi. They can't have this space. There isn't enough for them to buy to hurt us. The Hexicans own most of it. And the OA. They can't come in and take it from us because we already own the majority of the share of it. So, big picture. If we're getting 20% APY and there's institutional investors out there, like let's just take one industry, the insurance industry. The insurance industry were to come into this. There's insurance industry guys out there trying to eke out 2-3% APY on money for the insurance companies to keep their jobs. What if they can do something like 20%? What happens when the institutions find out that there's a decentralized financial product that could bring them 20%? They're going to be all over that shit like a fat kid on a cupcake. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. That's what they're going to want. Now, because there is only 5 to 8%, maybe 10% of at max liquid out there, what's going to happen when that gets all gobbled up? First of all, PulseChain hasn't proven itself to the world yet, let alone crypto. Hasn't proven itself to crypto or the world. Crypto hasn't proven itself to the world. So we only have 3% of the world here in crypto. They don't give a shit about us. They don't care. They think it's a scam. Most of them do. Just go call anybody in your family that's not in crypto and find out what they think about it. They either don't know about it or they think it's a scam. Even when you go to onboard somebody, how many of them are successful onboards? How many of them really follow through and get it done? Most of them don't, because they hear too much bullshit. They read the news, and the news is not favorable to crypto. Why? Because we've got idiots in here. We've got no leadership. We've got bullshit in here. Garbage. Weak sauce, weak hand, wanna be rich bitch motherfuckers in this thing. Nobody really wants to step up and lead. Nobody really wants to step up and make things happen properly here. I've been watching it for years. And you guys meme everybody and poke everybody in the eye and flex and all this other bullshit. But none of you step up and really go do the work and lead and try and do things right. There's a few of you, don't get me wrong. Some of you I'm really, really proud of. You've done some really good work out there. And you're coming up. You're coming up. I've seen some of you coming up. But some of you who've gotten a little bit of fame, a little bit of recognition, you've taken it to a place that it ain't helping us none. You're making this place look like fools. Those of you who are out there streaming and doing drugs or drinking and trying to get people into this space, you guys are doing us a disservice. Just go away as far as I'm concerned. You're not helping any. It may be cool. You may feel like it's cool. But what is that? How does that speak to the whole space, the space as a whole? Think about it. Just think about it for a second. Is that what we want? I remember when Richard started the whole outrage marketing. I got what he was doing. I thought it wasn't right. I didn't say anything to Richard. I thought, he was doing his thing. And he was right. A lot of people followed him. How much of that stuck? How much of that helped? How much of that hurt? How much of that made us look foolish? How much of that made crypto look foolish? How much of it didn't matter? Because there's only 3% of the world here. Yeah, wasn't a lot of eyes on it maybe. But that's all public record now. Everything you do, everything you say, everything you've been is all public record. We can all see it. They can all see it. So what is going to draw the people in? Is it going to be that kind of shit? Well, of course, in the TikTok era, yeah, everybody likes to see a car wreck or a train wreck or whatever you want to call it. Everybody's got, the rubberneck when they're driving by a car accident. That's what this looks like right now to everybody out there, is a car accident. My father-in-law is a retired executive from a Fortune 5 company, and great investor. Took care of his family, made it, did a great job. Retired, all that good stuff. And he saw me get into this, and he's always helped, mentor me, guide me all these years. I've been married to his daughter, and I had a lot of respect for him, and he had a lot of respect for me. And when I got into crypto, and some of the other things that I did, he questioned them a lot, because he was an executive. He worked for a company for many, many years, and worked hard, and he was a college graduate, did all that kind of stuff, worked as management all his life, and helped me with investments and things on the outside, learn about those things, dealing with stocks and bonds and things. And when I got into crypto, he didn't understand, and he didn't get it, and he thought, of course, it was a scheme, a scam. When I freed myself from my job and he saw it, he took an interest to it. And around every corner, when he started doing his research, because he's no dummy, he started doing his research and seeing things and what was going on. He was appalled. And he's like, this is really how you guys are going to try and market this to people like me, you know? And if it wasn't for me constantly talking to him and telling him what was going on and explaining him, you know, what social media generation was like, he would have never been able to understand or be part of it or even want to look into it any further. Him and his golf buddies and all that. And these guys, I mean, the man, his best friend is Warren Buffett's cousin. I mean, that's the kind of people that we can influence, that we can get to. You never know whose circle you're part of, or what circles you can tap into, or whose neighbor is friends with somebody or relative with somebody. We have to have a good message. We have to have a good image out here. And, you know, when Richard did the whole thing and some people were upset about it, we had Hexicans out there fighting those folks. It's okay to disagree with one another, but there's no reason to go out and turn it into an all-out brawl and let everybody see that. You know, when you have a serious issue with somebody, take it into the DMs, make a phone call, have a conversation with somebody and find out what's really going on. Leaving all of this stuff out in public isn't helping. It's not. I've had so many phone calls with so many of you, and I'm really getting tired and weary from it. Fixing the fights, trying to make people understand what was really going on. I've never came at any of you. Only the people that I want to be stronger. Only the people that I want to talk and speak into their lives and help them to become better. If I have something that can help them be better. And then, of course, every day I'm learning from all of you. All of you. All of you. I have respect for all of you and everything that you guys have been teaching me. From some of you who are just getting out of college or getting out of high school, like my good friend Kyler, to people that are way older than me in this industry. I've had nothing but respect and gratefulness for all of you. And I would hope that some of you would receive the same from me, because that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for myself. I could have walked away a long time ago. But again, I think to whom much is given, much is expected. And I'm here for a reason. And I want to help Richard make the world a better place. And we have something good going on here, guys. We have a community that is organic, that is enticing, that people have never seen before. Nobody's ever seen what we've done. I talked to BitBoy and Donovan about this. I said, you know, man, I said, you know, they were telling me about how strong the XRP community was and everything. And you know, I get it. I've seen some of the XRP bros. I know a bunch of them too, but they don't have what we have. They never have and never will have what we have. Like what happened in Vegas this weekend, they don't have that. Nobody has that. I mean, we had a damn good time and we had a badass seminar. We had a productive, functional seminar that produced a project and helped a project to move forward. I mean, that was like, and Richard had absolutely nothing to do with it. He didn't tweet it out. He wasn't part of it. We did that on our own. This community did that on its own. And no one's ever seen anything like that in the crypto space. That is something that we can build on, guys. We can fill up stadiums. If we can fill up rooms, we can fill up stadiums. All we have to do is get behind one another. There are so many of you with so many strengths, but you buy into your own weaknesses and you allow it to affect you and the people around you, and it turns into poison, and it turns into what do you call it, resentments between one another. And resentments do nothing but eat you up, not the other person. And I'm seeing a lot of that, a lot of that. We didn't start out that way. There was only a handful of us, and we all had each other's back. We all had each other's back. Hold on one second. Let me see something here. I'm getting some. Okay. Oh, by the way, I want I wanted to add a few things. So first of all, for us trying to get some phone calls on here, I want to thank Hexo for helping us try and put that together. Also, the winners of the Pitch Fest for Project Pi with Project Pi, Tank Talk Wireless, and Academia Coin, which was Black Hexican's husband, KC. Now, that was amazing because he is taking the focus of education of children to blockchain and crypto. And just that was the kind of stuff that was going on there. I mean, this is what's going on in PulseChain because now you can build. And my hat's off to KC. He did a great job, man. And I hope to see that project move forward because that's the kind of thing we need to start doing. It's the next generations that's going to come into this. But we've got to get better. We've got to get better. Let's see. Let me see what else is in there. Okay, so we got a lot of people coming from Twitter. Okay, good. So back to where I was with this community and where it's going, what it's doing. There are a bunch of you that I want to say thank you to. First of all, Brian Magruder for helping us out at the event. All the swag you gave, the hats, the pictures. Oh, check this out. I'll show this to you guys. You put these together. We've got a bunch of these. This one's mine here. It is Hex Pulse Hex. Like coin collection photos. We've got a bunch of them that we're going to be taking on tour and putting out there for everybody to see. But thank you, bro, for all that you've done. Everybody else who has supported, appreciate you. But that's what it is. It's about all of us coming together and helping one another to build. Do you guys want to really change the world for the better? Do you guys really want to get free? You're not going to get free by living in a world of lack, a world of FUD, a world of, FUD's the best word. Fear, first of all, fear. That is the one thing that bothers me more than anything is people living in fear. Fear of others, fear of the unknown, fear of missing out. Fear is like, it's the worst emotion to react to. I will not, cannot, won't live in fear ever. And I guess I learned that from the Marine Corps. They, first of all, if you can put your life on the line and not be afraid to do so and have honor in doing so and giving yourself up for everybody else, people that you don't know, people that you don't like, people that you don't believe in their beliefs. If you can do that, then I think you've kind of broken through the fear. But fear is that one thing that destroys innovation, that destroys good, that destroys moving forward. Don't live in a world of fear and uncertainty. Look, you never know what's going to come. Plane could hit my house right now and end it. That's it. You've got to live in the now, and you've got to live in a world of abundance. See, that, manifesting that and putting that in your mind is what's going to drive us forward. We have to live in a world of abundance, not in fear, not in uncertainty. Abundance. We know where it's going. I don't know how many spleens we all have to spit out to show you guys what Hex is, what Richard did with it. We've been talking about it for 4 years. We took it 10,000x. It's still Hex, guys. Just because the market capitulated and moved the way it did, the way it always does, doesn't mean that Hex has changed any. It's still that product that did 10,000x. And I'm not talking about one chain or the other. I'm talking about the product Hex. They're both the same. Don't forget, they're just a fork. They're both identical. One runs on a better chain than the other right now. And doubt. I'm going to tell you right now, I had doubt. I sure as hell did have doubt. Did I doubt that Richard was going to survive the first rounds of FUD that hit Hex in the beginning days? And that first April, when we had one of our biggest investors flooding it, building another coin and dumping on our heads and arbitraging and putting up whole Telegram chat rooms that said horrible things about Richard, put his driver's licenses up there, doxed him completely, called him a scammer, called him a criminal, called him everything else. Do we have doubt? Hardly knowing him and seeing all this stuff? Of course we did. Me and Hexo used to talk about it often on the phone. Man, you think Richard's going to freaking do this? Or is he going to dump on us? Is he going to FUD us? Is he going to freaking rug pull us? Is he going to, what's Richard going to do? You know, I don't know. But he didn't. We just kept believing. We just kept on believing. We just kept on moving forward. We just kept on learning, trying to understand, trying to figure it out. And we didn't give up. No matter what they threw at us, we didn't give up. Hex dropped 80% a bunch of times. A bunch of times. We got our asses handed to us. What did we do? When it dipped on big payday, we laughed. We were having a damn good time on stream. Go watch our stream that night. We had a great freaking time. We were laughing as it was dipping. In fact, Hexo went on stream and bought that shit when it hit the bottom. Woo! Right on stream. That was good fucking times right there. That was when Richard was streaming with us. He'd come into the room. And you know what he said? Man. He said, it's so nice to come in here and be appreciated by people for what I've done. When the whole world was coming down on him, when he couldn't get a word in edgewise anywhere, when there wasn't one streamer out there in crypto that would let him even speak, he was happy that we were there to support him. And I saw it in his freaking eyes. I saw it in his face. I heard it in his voice. He appreciated us. And we appreciate him for what he did. And that's when things were real and right and good. And every man is allowed to make a mistake. Every man. And if they're humble enough to change their mind, to change their worldview, to say they made a mistake, to say they were wrong, or try and fix their mistake and come back and say, I didn't mean to hurt you. That wasn't my intention or whatever, or I'm going to fix this for you. That's when you give them a chance. That's when you let them do their work. It's when people do that stuff over and over again and you realize that there's no integrity there and that they're just doing it for themselves. That's when you walk away. You walk away. You don't need to sit there and fight them or try and make yourself look better by degrading them. That's not what a leader does. That's not what strong people do. That's weak. You don't blast on an enemy that's done. You walk away. You won. You go move forward and make positive things happen. You prove that you were right by stepping aside and doing your thing. This other bullshit, all of you thinking you're out there, Captain Save a Pleb, trying to make yourself look good by making other people look bad when they misstep. That's weak. That's not leadership. That's not what's going to draw people's attention here. That's not what's going to make people follow you. And some of you, we can see through you. Some of you, with your fucking sharp tongues and your charts and your smart talk and your weaseling your way into the community by being charismatic or whatever the fuck it is that you are, overproduced or whatever. We see through you. We're watching you. We see you FUD. We see you subtly trying to use psychological fucking warfare on this community. I'm watching all of you. I'm watching all of you. I ain't going away. I'm going to call you out my way. People know who I'm talking about. I don't have to say your fucking name. I ain't going away. I'm going to be a thorn in your fucking side this whole time. Why? Because this old fucking guy was right the whole time. I don't FUD other projects. I don't call them scams. I let them go out and prove themselves. I'm sorry if some of you are getting wrecked by them. I'm sorry, but that's your fault. You shouldn't be investing in any of that shit. But we are not going to get innovation. We are not going to have PulseChain utilized if we don't let these people go out there and do their thing and fail or scam or whatever. It's going to happen. Ain't a damn thing we could do about it. It's going to happen. You need to protect yourself. It's up to you, not up to me or any of these guys out here that think they're Captain Save a Pleb. It's up to you to protect yourself and make sure you're not getting wrecked. It's up to you to make sure you're not doing stupid stuff. I've seen guys come into this space, get real big and important because they're charismatic or whatever. They say the right things and go wreck you guys by teaching you how to do liquidity wrong, LP wrong. Because some of you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand what it's for. I'm not going to teach you guys that stuff. I don't want you guys to go get wrecked on things. The only thing I've ever shilled here is Hex. Hex on both chains. Hex is important. Now, again, like Richard said, Hex on PulseChain is working better now than Hex on Ethereum. 100% right. But that doesn't mean they're both not of value. Hey, we got 540 people here. How about we hit the likes, the subscribes, all that kind of shit, and make the channel worthwhile so I can continue to talk to you. Well, I'm going to continue anyway, whether this costs me or not. It does. All right. I was going to have take some calls and whatnot, but I will go to the chat room and start answering some questions. Oh, by the way, Robert Keller, thanks. I appreciate you. We'll tap into you on this and see if we can get this fixed. But let's go in here. Sandy, hey there, how you doing? Let's see. We also need to work on attitude. It got corny after a while when some of us, let me pull these up so that I can start answering. Well, some of us acted like real celebrities. I will never treat anyone other than RH as a real celebrity. Yeah, I you know, so let's go through some of the things that we've done here on this channel. So this channel, first of all, agreed to let everybody in the Hex community and in the crypto community come in here. That was the first thing that we did. We said, let's showcase everybody, FUDders, supporters, everyone. Let's showcase them. That's what we did here. We risked it. We put our stuff on the chopping block so that you guys can see who everybody was. That's what we did. We did that here. I did that. That's what I did. So I'm going to give you guys my accolades now. That's what I did. Because some of you have forgotten what I've done in this community. Some of your DMs, the shit that I've heard today, some of the shit you guys have been saying to me lately, I'm not going to take it. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway because whatever. But we did that first. Then we started building products and things on the outside of crypto, launching our own crypto to help the community. Things that helped onboarding, the Hex Investment Trust that made paper Hex basically that exists out there to trade. Did those kinds of things, trying to help the community, trying to get stronger. Then we put together a movie. We made a movie, put money together. Hexicans joined in, put money together, got a top-notch production company to make a movie about Richard and the ecosystem and the community. They asked me to be in the movie after we had already produced it and did all that stuff for them. I said, sure. I gave my time to that. Wasn't an ego thing. I didn't ask to be in the movie. They wanted me to do it. And I said, sure, I'll do it. Traveled the world. We put a big party on in Europe for Richard to celebrate the birthday of Hex, to celebrate the making of the movie. We did that. We did that. A community did these things. Not Richard. Richard never encouraged us to do any of it. All he did was say, you guys want shit, you go build it. You want that, you go build it. No expectations from me, suckers. That's what he said. And we said, right. We believe in you this much. We believe in the product you built this much that we're going to go out and do it. And we did. And still, people came at us. Still, people sent me DMs. Still, people tweeted in public, RG, you're a fucking goofball. RG, you're a fucking clown. RG this, RG that. But there were also people that said thank you. There were also people that said they appreciate it. Also people that said, great job, thank you. So I took it with a grain of salt. It was hard to first time being in this situation to understand all that. And a lot of it landed on me and affected me because I'm the kind of guy that I don't like crossing any man, until you've really crossed me. And I realized that a lot of this was just misunderstanding of who I am. There's been a lot of misunderstanding of who I am. A lot of you think I'm all that, and I don't. I know who I am. I know what I have to offer. And that's what I've been laying on the table. I've been leaving this shit on the fucking field for you guys. That's what I've been doing. Behind the scenes, chatting with everybody, helping problems, fixing issues, fixing people's relationships in this community that have stepped on each other's toes, trying to make everybody listen to one another instead of judging one another. Don't judge another man until you've actually sat down with him and talked to him, found what his situation is. Find out why he's hurting, why he's doing what he's doing. You don't know why somebody's got to sell or who's selling or why. All those things, people put that stuff in public, try and ruin people's reputations. People should be sitting back and having conversations with other folks, especially with some of these OGs. I heard a lot of bad talk about the OGs, not just myself, but other OGs that I know have been out there putting in the work, spitting out a spleen, helping you guys pump your bags, traveling the world, doing stuff. I'm not going to stand for that. Those are my friends. Those are people that I've seen do work, that have worked with me. And some of you just have no respect to even see that or look into it or try and have a conversation with somebody. Some of you who have called me out, said ill things about me, I've said, let's have a conversation. Let's talk about it. I want to find out what it is that you think I'm doing here or what you think I'm saying, because I think maybe you're inaccurate. I'm not saying you're wrong, but you're probably a little inaccurate, and we need to just work this out. See, that's how you handle issues. That's how you handle problems. And usually it's misunderstandings that can be straightened out right away. But for some reason, some of you won't do that. It's immaturity. It's lack of wisdom. It's lack of understanding. It's lack of understanding how to fix things versus destroy things. Oh, let's see. Wait, my producer's saying something else. Yep. So, by the way, I need to mention this. PulseChainTour.com is where our next event's going to be showing up. If you go to PulseChainTour.com, you're going to see we're going to be in Utah next month. Would you throw a date in there so that I don't have to pull it up? We're going to be in Utah next month. So for those of you around that area, let's see if we can get you there. I'm going to see if I can get Hexo to come down there and get to Utah and come hang out with us. Sure would like to see my brother there. And he is my, when something about Marines, when there's a Marine, that we're just brothers. That's the way it is. Hex is my man. Okay, so let's go back to the chat room again. Let's see. 10 years. There's one guy, most understand that. What's up, Captain? Voice sounds like Vegas. Yeah, my voice is wrecked from Vegas. Wrecked. Let's see. David Morales, Hexman, David Morales. Guys, if you ever get a chance to get to the Florida area, I won't dox exactly where you're at, David, but when it comes to so there's like two there's a male and a female king and queen of the party of Hexico. If you want to have a good time, you look up you look up David Morales and you get down to Florida and you go hang with that man. That's the party animal right there. And then on the other side, if you're ever in Texas, you go look up CZ. She's the queen of the party. And yeah, they were both in Vegas, so we had a fabulous time. Not to mention all the rest of Hexicans are awesome too. Let's see. Can we talk about that ink price rising in green? Hey, look, it doesn't. There's no real answer for anything rising or falling. We are in an itty bitty space. We're in an itty bitty section of an itty bitty space. It doesn't take much to move all of these things. And as soon as we start getting FOMO, as soon as somebody starts talking, as soon as people start talking, what happens? People start buying it. And I don't buy into it, but my mind does. It does. I feel it. I go, oh man. So the first thing I see when I see all this ink stuff, I go, oh man, I got to get me some more ink. Well, I got ink coming in. So well, what am I worried about? Why would I go chase the dragon? Why chase the dragon? It's all moving. It's all shaking. It's all going to go up and to the right eventually. All of crypto has done so, gone up and to the right. I got shit for going, Hex was here, now it's here. Then it's going to go here. Well, guess what? That's exactly what it does. It moves up and to the right. And sometimes it wiggles in the middle. And that's it. That's fucking charting right there, guys. Wiggles in the middle, up and to the right. That's it. The wiggles are emotions and bullshit going on. That's it. But this thing is going up and to the right. Why? Because more people and more money and more adoption is happening, especially with better products. Yes, meme coins drive people into the space. Yes, Ponzi's drive people into space. But eventually, just like us Hexicans, people find the good products. People find it. We found Hex. We were looking for something like Hex. We wanted something decentralized. We wanted something that was immutable. We wanted something that we had the keys and nothing else had the keys to it. We wanted that. And Richard was the first one to bring it to us. He finally brought that to us. And because of that, we all came. We all came. All of the best in all of crypto came because they saw it too. The staking feature in Hex was something nobody had ever seen before. As we started talking and unpeeling the onion in the old days of Discourse Syndicate, the old guy, all the old guard, all the old OGs, the cabal, we knew that the inflation model was superior. We knew it. We knew that when you take inflation and hand it to a staker, somebody who doesn't have equipment and electricity costs, and they're creating a basic virtual miner that is immutable, that they own, that they have the keys to, and nobody else has. And they're staked out and they believe in that stake. And they're putting it out for a rainy day. They're putting it out for future gains. And that inflation is given to that. That's a winning combo right there. We knew that. The inflation model, bar none, beats everything else out there. Richard Hart has fixed money. He fixed it. Just not enough people know about it yet. And see, that's the problem. That's the thing we're not talking about anymore. That's what we were all fired up about, us Hexicans. We were fired up about how Richard Hart had fixed crypto and fixed the money. And now we can go out and help save the world and make it a better place. That's what we were fired up about. And we forgot that. We forgot that. We all went out and PulseChain came, we sacrificed, And we sacrificed our freaking hex for something that we thought was going to be a bigger gain. We sacrificed our hex for something we thought was better. PulseChain isn't better than hex. PulseX isn't better than hex. Hex is the GOAT. Period. He won the game with hex. He brought PulseChain to make hex better. PulseChain came to make hex better. Let's not forget that. I'm going to say it again. PulseChain was created to make hex better. Richard said it himself before he even built it. He said it long before. He said, if Ethereum fails us, we will move. We will go somewhere else, or we will build our own thing. And he did. And we were grateful. But somewhere along the way, we lost our way. And we went back to the old stinking thinking. Now, I don't know if it's because the old guard all got lazy, all got rich, and walked away and said, fuck it, I got mine. And the new people that came in were all still had the old stinking thinking from freaking crypto from before, where it was trade and be traded. Mad gains only. Hodl as long as you can until you get, hodl till you make it, not stake it till you make it. We stopped talking about all that stuff. We stopped talking about hex being the GOAT. And that's when we saw things going south. That's when we saw the bear market come in. And that all compounded on top of it. But I've never forgot. I have never forgot. I've never forgotten where we came from. We came from hex and what Richard created there. We came from delayed gratification. We came from the greatness of the T-share. We came from the greatness of the inflation model that he built. And then we were all amazed by how good PulseChain was going to make hex. But we forgot to promote how good hex is now because of PulseChain and how we should be staking, because hex is made to stake, not to hold. And we're seeing that with the new guard coming into PulseChain, how low the staking percentage is. We're seeing it. People aren't staking 5, 5, 5, 5. Man, it was a badge of honor to stake 5, 5, 5, 5. We all want to stake 5. I've got so many 5, 5, 5, 5 stakes. I've got stakes all up in and through, but the 5, 5, 5, 5s. I've got some 5, 5, 5, 5s up there that would freaking spin people's heads around. You put that much out there? Of course, we understood and we believed. I put money in a 401k and said, hey, I'm going to put it out there for 40 years. We do that with no problem. I don't know about some of you because you guys don't understand that anymore. You guys don't understand what a retirement plan is or what, because they're all wrecked. They don't work. They ripped us off with those things. But man, I wanted to retire, the 40-40-40 plan. Work 40 hours a week for 40 years of life to get 40% of your income, right? 40-40-40 plan. That was what I was supposed to be working towards. And it was a horrible existence to think I was going to have to work so hard to just get 40% of my income one day. Hex is a better way. And that's what we should be talking about. Going there. All right, let's take some questions. Didn't get enough Hexicans in Vegas. Let's see. I'm going to go all the way through the comments because I've missed so much of it. And all right. Let's see if we got some questions. Too bad eHEX had to get taken out back and put down. It's not taken out back and put down, Pulse Warmer, my brother. It is not as good. It is, at this moment, it's not as good. And it'll probably not recover as well from this as it could have, and had the people not walked away. But let's also put that in perspective, the people that walked away. When we had the big payday, we watched a lot of people in crypto watching what was going on. And I think that's what was happening here. A lot of people were watching what was going on in the Hex ecosystem with what Richard Hart was doing. And they saw his tokens going down. And they said, we know what this thing does. We know it's not a scam. They know now. They know it's not a scam. They know what it can do. They know what it's capable of. Some of them even know how it functions. So what did they say? Well, these Hexicans, these guys are going to pump this bitch. This bitch is going to pump. It's going to get a pump. And it's lower than anything else out there right now. It's getting suppressed. This thing's got to pump. So when it got to pennies, they started buying. And then some of those fools were out there dumping. Some of our OG fools, some of the fools out there were dumping. And they were buying and buying and buying. Why were they buying? Just like Big Payday. When Richard was offering Big Payday was like triple your money. Like it was like we were going to get triple. That was like euphoric. Excuse me. That was, everybody was like, God damn, we're going to get triple our money on Big Payday. Woo, this is badass. So people started coming around and going, hey, I'm going to get in this thing because I'm going to dump on these motherfuckers' heads after the day after Big Payday. So they would come in and stake so that they can get that Big Payday reward. But they were going to dump it the next day or two or whatever right there. This was seen. It was obvious what was going on. Now, not everybody caught onto it. I didn't catch onto it right quick. But then all of a sudden, boom, the OA destroyed that idea of people coming in and ripping us all off and wrecking the price. The OA staked and freaking crushed that Big Payday down to like a third versus 3 times, right? 30%, something like that. Broke their little fucking hearts. Now, those of us Hexicans that understood what was going on. Now, I'm not going to tell you it didn't hurt. It was like, it was like getting your daddy spanking your ass, right? It wasn't fun. I was like, shit, daddy going to give me an ass whooping. We all got an ass whooping. But the bullies didn't beat us up. The bully got their asses kicked. They got whooped. I think that's what's going on right now. I think that we had a bunch of people coming in and now they're getting whooped. They ain't going to dump on us. They ain't going to be able to dump on us. They're getting out now. And it still doesn't change the value of Hex. It still doesn't change the fact that it's way oversold, that it's way undervalued for what it is, even on Ethereum as it's broken. Because people don't see that the cheap Hex is actually also cheap T-shares. Now, will I onboard people into Ethereum versus PulseChain? No, that's not how I bring my people in. I bring my people in through PulseChain. But that's not saying that there's not value in the Hex that's over on ETH. Because if ETH fixes itself one day, a year, 2, 5 years from now, those stakes that are out there, that are that far out, will be just fine. And you will have got them at a value. Now, I'm not telling anybody that that's financial advice, that they should go do that. But that's all that we've been saying, is that there's really good value on cheap Hex on ETH. Of course, you got to weigh in the gas fees, do the math yourself and see if that's the type of risk you want to take. Never told anybody to go put all their bags over on ETH. Never told anybody that they should be buying everything on ETH. That's the cheapest Hex. That's the cheapest T-shares. I know how valuable they are. And one day, I think that when institutional money, if DeFi survives, that's another thing we got to talk about, is the survival of DeFi. Because if DeFi doesn't survive, if we don't survive, if crypto doesn't move forward this way, which is really the fight we should be having, not this eHEX, PHEX fight. This is stupid. This is stupid compared to the real fight that's out there. The political fight, the public fight, the fight for the hearts and minds of the real people out there that need to come into crypto. That's the real fight that we should be fighting. And that I'll talk about in a second. Well, let me finish this whole damn thing first of all. The eHEX, PHEX thing. This is not the fight that we should be having. It's valuable on both chains. And when institutional money sees it, if DeFi survives, if this is a thing that they want to get involved in, again, fat kid on a cupcake, eHEX will get bought up. Why? If PulseChain hasn't proven itself by the time institutional money is ready to start buying a product like this, they're going to get it on ETH. You're going to get it on ETH. My opinion, they don't want to fuck with anything that's not proven itself yet. An L1 that hasn't proven itself yet. Unless the narrative changes, unless everybody starts believing in it. And, you know, and I think it stands a better chance than Hex did in the early days. Because so far it's working, but Hex worked too. So anyway, it's going to be all good, guys. Promise you. This is just a day or two in the life. Those of you who are calling for the death of things or for the end of things or blah, 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 don't worry, it's coming back. It'll all be okay. Fees are going to suck for a long time until they fix that shit. Let's see what they do. So now let me take a look. Yeah, old Yeller. Let's see. Time is now. This time. Okay, let's see what Tim Top had to say. What's up, Tim Top? This time right now is why you should acquire T-shares. You don't care about the emotional roller coaster influencers put you on to try and get you to sell cheap. Yeah, you shouldn't care about that. You should be using Hex for what it's meant to be used for, which is delaying gratification, putting your value away. I've heard somebody say, I heard one of these influencers, one of these freaking charismatic, overly produced freaking influencers saying that Hex is not a good store of value. Hex is not a good store of value. I beg to differ. I haven't seen anything that I've ever done have the store of value that this has had. And that's not just because I was an OG or was one of the first or got in, you know, month one, cat the big, you know, AA days and all that good stuff, dollar costed in all those days. No. I ran through a couple of cycles. I lost 90% of my paper value here in this thing. But I still know that it's a better store of value than anything else that I've seen out there. So, and I've heard that the yield narrative is dead. Not so. Not so. Compounding and yield is the, what do they call it? The ninth wonder of the world or something like that. I'm just paraphrasing. One of those things. Yield is key. And having immutable yield is key. One day that narrative will take hold. One day people will see the value in it. Right now, this crypto space doesn't see it. It wants number go up. It wants a bull market. Because in the bull market, you're going to be able to throw a dart at a wall, a bunch of cryptos, and boom, you're going to make some money. That's what's going to happen. But it's those people that are generating yield, that are holding and holding until bull market cycles start to stabilize and all that are going to be the ones that do well. The short-term game, okay, go ahead. Go play it, folks. Some of you will. Some of you won't. Good for you. But it's definitely not the right narrative. Let's see. Hey, Cap, we got a 3X in the long run, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I feel right now, that's for sure. Nah, man. I ain't whooping on you, bro. I ain't whooping on you. You're feeling it, but well, it wasn't me. It's just the market. Just the market playing its games. Hexicans Hill, well, nice to finally meet you, RG3. Epic event. Well done. Thank you. Yes, it was. Hex allows you to create more copies of it. Amazing. Yes. Yes, it does. And no other cryptocurrency does it like Hex. Your money is supposed to be working. That's what Hex is. Right on, Doc. You got some good stuff there. Rest in peace to Staker app. Screenshots at the top. Yeah, that was a real disappointment. You know, and that was from one of our OGs that tried to put something together. And at this point, it has failed. I've got to admit. And I was 100% a supporter of everything that he has done. But he's dropped the ball on fixing things. And I don't know if it's because of technical issues that he can't fix them, or he doesn't want to fix them, or what. I haven't talked to him. I don't know. So those of you who are stuck and it's hurt you, I'm sorry. I've never trusted or used the thing to stake or hold my wallets on. I've always liked it as a tool. It was a great tool to monitor and watch your crypto. But when it comes to the no so safe and all that, those were things that were just too iffy for me. I never really talked about them much. I never really tried to explain them much. And that was all experimental stuff. So those are all buyer beware, user beware kind of stuff. Let me check and see. I've got some messages. Yep. 416. Oh, okay. 416 is the event in Utah. So if you go to PulseChainTour.com, if you're anywhere near or have some time on 416 to get out to Utah, that's where we're going to be holding the next PulseChain Tour event. Let's see. Let me look at some of these comments that have been starred. Let's see. Where are the stars at? And I forgot it. Oh. Hey, okay, let's put Baba guys up there again. Hey, that reminds me. What was eHEX payout after it got yellered? We had are you talking about 8.9 today? I think it was an 8.9 payout on the T-shares from some of the ESing that was going on. Guys, that's the bonus of sticking around and holding long-term is the emergency end stake penalties. I've always joked around and said, emergency end stake, go ahead, do it, run, be afraid, be scared, be very, very afraid. Because why? Because those of us who are in the system that know what it's worth, that stay and make the commitment to ourselves, we know what that means. That's the bonus on top of the inflation that we get. That's the bonus on top of the 38% APY. Some of these stakes have made over 100% APY because of big payday and the APY and the big payday or the emergency end stake bonuses. Insane gains on top of a price appreciation, as long as you don't sell when it's dipping. And then don't forget, some of you this next cycle are going to be the ones that's fate changes. This is a bull run. That means that everybody is participating. That means that every crypto is participating. That means that those of us who are in the best crypto in all the space are going to receive the benefits of that. Just because it hasn't moved yet doesn't mean that it's not going to move. And I'm not going to sit up here and give you the bullshit narrative about Richard buying any of his Hex or any of his products with the sacrifice funds or anything. I don't care about that. I don't need Richard to pump our bags. I need us to go out and be better Hexicans. I need us to go out and be better advocates of the product so that people will want to get in and people wanted to get in before. This wasn't about people pumping our bags. We got people involved that wanted to get involved. I know whales that put millions and millions of dollars into this without any influence from Richard. They were listening to all of us. They were in Telegram rooms. They were wanting to be part of this because they believed in it too. Where are those whales now? Who's out there digging them up? Who's speaking to them? A lot of you out there talking about Richard being the savior, Richard coming and buying and doing and sending liquidity and blah, 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 blah. Shut the hell up. You want it to be better? You go make it better. I learned that from Richard. Do I have to be the one out here telling you this? Or did some of you forget? Or some of you never heard what he said? He said, you get out there and do it. You do it. You promote. You bring the whales. You show them how good this is. If you're sitting there talking to them about Richard pumping, Richard creating liquidity, you're failing. Because Richard's probably not ever going to do anything to this. In fact, every time that we sat around in back rooms and talked about Richard doing this and, oh, Richard can do that and, oh, Richard can do that, he never did. He never did. Or things happen that we didn't understand, and they end up making this space better. Oh man, I really hope that we can get our heads out of our asses and start doing this the right way again. The right way is what's important. Doing this the right way is important. What we did the first time was the right way. Now, we had to fight the whole crypto space. In fact, when I got started, it was during the COVID time. And when I got started and was streaming and doing stuff, and I had lost my job. I was hurting. My family was hurting. But I saw something here. So I started streaming and getting involved. And I was like, man, this could really change my family's life for the better. And my mother flies into my house during that time, which was very hard to do at that time, and comes and grills me that I was doing something wrong to my family by being this crypto guy, that I was crazy, that I need to get my head fixed, that, I was begged and pleaded and basically cried in front of me that I was doing the wrong thing. That was messed up. My mother. And I said, no, I got this. You need to chill. I got this. Man, everybody looked at me like I was crazy. Whole family. Came me sideways. Everybody. You're a horrible guy. Horrible. My own family saying this about me. Then crypto comes after us. Every one of them. Calling us crazy. Calling us trash. Calling us scammers. Shutting our YouTube channels down. You name it. They threw everything at us. Everything. There was even a point where I got DMs with death threats, with my doxed information sent to me personally, that they knew who I was. They were coming to get me and my family. That was some fucking scary shit for a minute. And you know what I did? I got myself ready. You ain't coming to my house and doing some shit like you say you're going to do. Bring it. Bring it. Scary, though, having to put yourself in that position. If you've ever had to put yourself in that position where you had to defend something, someone, something like that to the death, whatever, it's freaking horrifying to have to, think about hurting somebody else to protect yourself, your family, your own. That's the shit that came at us. And then, like I told you earlier, it really hit me in the feels. Richard came in and was appreciative of all of us for how we were to him. That was the one time that he made us feel like we're part of, because he never did a whole bunch of thanking for what we did. He never, sent us DMs and said how awesome it was of the things that we were doing. He never did any of that stuff. He stayed clear of us because I think he knew what we were doing. He knew that we were building an organic community. He knew that he was like, these guys got this shit. They got it. All you got to do is keep telling them, keep the tenants, keep telling them what they need to do, make a good product behind them, fix the product when it got, messed up by Ethereum. Richard did all the stuff we needed to do. But as a community, we need to go out there and be the marketers. We need to be the ones that go out and do all this stuff. And that means all of us. We don't have enough. We need more. We need to be more powerful. We need to be behind one another, helping each other. We need a mindset of abundance that the whole world can come into this. We need to make this attractive. This is a space of attraction, not promotion. We can't promote this into existence. We need to attract people to it. And we need to do it by putting the things out there that are valuable in this ecosystem. First of all of us is the value. When you went to Vegas and you sat down in that room of everybody kind of networking and fellowshipping and having a good time together, high fives, hugs, and handshakes. There's nothing else like that. That was for a crypto community to be like that. Like that was something special. That we have something special here, and we have to build on it. And if we do that, we can literally fill stadiums of people excited about what we have. And when we do that, when we onboard 10, 15, 20% of the world into this, that's when everything changes. For all of you here, imagine 3% of the world's in crypto right now. Very small percentage of that is in Hex. That freed some of us. That very small percentage freed some of us. You guys don't even understand how high the price of Hex can go. You think Bitcoin did a good job of going 6 million plus X? Do you know what Hex can do? Hex is a superior product to Bitcoin. Hex is better than Bitcoin. Promise you. We've already figured that out. That's already done. I don't care what maxi out there comes at me. I don't care how smart you are. You cannot prove that Bitcoin is better than Hex. You can't. All it is the numbers haven't caught up yet. All it is that those percentages of people haven't really discovered what it is. Right now, we got a bunch of full Hexicans out there thinking that they're going to hold the bag, number going to go up, and they're going to get rich. Or they're going to hold PulseX or Pulse and Hex, and they're going to get rich from holding on to it. Wrong. Wrong. You're going to get rich by helping people help themselves. You're going to get rich by saving crypto, by bringing DeFi to fruition, by going out there and getting political, by going out there and getting real, by going out there and being an example, by going out there and being a leader and showing people that this space is better than what we are right now. And coming together and helping one another out and letting projects go out there and fail on their own and do their thing. That's how you're going to get rich. And some of you can't get that through your damn thick freaking skulls. Go read Richard's book. Go read Sci-Vibe. Go read some good books. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Think and Grow Rich. Go read some good old books and get your stinking thinking fixed. Because some of you fucking brains are wired wrong. Some of you grew up in an era where you've never had to fucking struggle for real, where you've never had to go do a damn thing for yourself. Everything's been right here in front of you on this fucking box, man. Go out and experience life a little bit and understand how to deal with people. Because that's what we need in here is people. Not memers and social media fucking pros. You want that? Go dance on TikTok. We need real fucking leadership here to go show the rest of the world what crypto has to offer, what DeFi has to offer. Because if we don't do it, we're going to lose it. They're going to regulate us out of existence. I need you. Everybody else out there needs you. Pull your heads out of your asses and look at what we got here. And let's start talking about the core of what this is. Instead of crying and complaining because we had a dip one day. Oh, Richard, fuck this. Really? After everything that guy did, we've got people literally out there saying, Richard, fuck this. Even if Richard made a mistake, which I don't know here or there if he did, to be honest. I haven't seen it yet. It's been too early. Too early to even call it a mistake or a brilliant move or anything right now. Way too early. Some of you knee-jerk reaction way too much. Way too fucking much. I don't know why that is in this space. Well, it's just proof of the times, really, is what it is. Proof of the time. Because some of you guys don't understand how to really go out and do things. When you want to do something, you take your time. You're calculated. Use strategies and tactics to go get it done. Instead of just, let's get drunk and go yell at everybody, eat shit, and bark at the moon. It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't. A meme only lasts a second. A freaking badass tweet to slap somebody in the face only lasts for a moment. But going out there and teaching people and having real leadership and getting respect and having integrity, that's the stuff that lasts. That's the stuff that means things. That's the thing that brings people in and wants them to stay, makes people stay. And that's the kind of community we need to be, the kind of community that we need to grow into. Crypto's fucked. Crypto's full of shenanigans, bullshitters, people that act like they know shit and they don't. People that are wet behind the ears, and just because they have a little bit of fucking knowledge and they can speak real well, they think that they have a handle on things and they influence people to do whatever they want because they got a sharp tongue or some charisma. That's not real. It's not sustainable. We've seen it time and time and time and time again. When will you learn that shit doesn't work? This space hasn't grown in fucking years. Crypto's been stuck here for years. And now guess what? The institutions are stealing your crypto. They're selling it, guys. All them maxis are selling their fucking bags. They're selling your Bitcoin. They're selling your Ethereum. I see it every day. Now, hundreds of millions of dollars worth of Ethereum are going OTC trades every day. First, it was Bitcoin. Billions of Bitcoin sold. Now they're selling the Ethereum. They're giving your shit away. Crypto's fucked. The only thing we got a chance is to save DeFi. We got to save DeFi. And what's the only DeFi out there? Hex, PulseChain, PulseHex. That's it. That's all the DeFi you got. And the stuff that people are building on top of it. That's all you got. You better go out and protect it. You better go out and save it. You better go out and be a good representative of it. I ain't saying you have to wear a suit and tie. I ain't saying any of that. You just have to be a better leader. And some of you don't know how to do that. You need to learn. And you need to respect the people that are trying. Let's see. Okay. Let me see if I can find these comments. I got some comments that I'm supposed to address here now. Let's see if I can find them. Where are they, SJ? Let's go here. Oh, there we go. All right, let's get back down. Respect your pocket, stake and chill. Be a part of the DeFi movement. Yes, join us on the PulseChain Live World Tour. Dorsey, hey, I missed the memo. Yeah, you did. You did. Sorry, my man. Who else we got in here? I wish everyone kept their negative tweets to themselves. So many fudders. Yeah, you know, you're going to get that. And I think that a lot of this, here's what happens. It's called projection. A lot of people may have over leveraged themselves, put themselves in positions where they got hurt by this little move that just happened. And when people get hurt, they get upset, they say things. And they may or may not mean them at the moment. And because we have a public space where everybody can see it, because we have a public space where everybody can interact and be involved in that conversation, it goes out there and it spreads. And then it makes other people that may have been on the fence about making a comment like that go ahead and buy into it. And then it conflagrates and you get people starting the what we call FUD. And that's what is going on here right now. Hex hasn't changed. It hasn't changed from when it was 56 cents when it was 0.000056 cents. It hasn't changed at all. It's the same product. We're just in different times. We have different attitudes. We have a different market right now. And none of this is helping. We need to start talking about the tenants. Let's see. Okay, so I asked, and I don't know who did the one for Richard. I talked to him one time, and I've lost contact with him. So if anybody knows who it was, we need a website to catalog Discord syndicate videos like they did for Richard, so people can go look back at the videos. Exactly. I haven't taken any of the videos down. Only the nakedness, the lewdness, stuff that we've been asked to take down, we've taken down. Other than that, anything that we've said, we've left it up there. It's all there. All public record. I'm not ashamed of anything that we've said, any mistakes that we've made. I'm not ashamed of any of that. It's all still up there. And yeah, I would like to see that too, so that we can start pulling stuff up. Let's see. Logi, never trusted Vitalik, and I'm happy we cut the umbilical cord. I don't think the umbilical cord has been cut. I think that people are being made aware of what's going on over there, and he needs to fix it. And I hope he does. And remember, Richard has always said he's not here to be an Ethereum killer. He's not here to hurt Ethereum. He is here to make Ethereum better. He's even said that. I'm here to help Ethereum out. I want to make them better. Let's see. We need a video explaining everything what you just said so that newbies can understand. So if you're new here, let me go ahead and do that a little bit. Let me explain a little bit about what's going on. For you new folks, my name is RG3. For those of you, some of you call me the captain. Why? Because I've been the captain of the Discourse Syndicate pirate ship here. I've called us pirates. Why? Well, first of all, it was in honor of my father. My father was a pirate enthusiast. And if you ever knew my dad, you would think of him. That's exactly the persona that he was. He was the pirate. And he passed away a couple years ago, right when I started streaming. So I decided that, we were going to have a pirate attitude, because I saw all of the crypto pirates in the early days, Dread Pirate Roberts and those guys. I thought that persona, that attitude was perfect for what we were trying to do. Pirating the evil money handlers of their loot and bringing it to the people. Kind of a Robin Hood type situation is how I saw it. I didn't see it as, piracy as an illegal activity. I saw it as going after the governments and the people that were doing bad. So I liked that narrative. And I wanted to also change the narrative of the pirate here in crypto. Let's face it, what Ross ended up getting in trouble for, like it or not, whether you think he's guilty or not, whatever, Silk Road didn't help us out any. It didn't. It gave them ammunition, fodder, whatever, to go after us. Give them a narrative to say, hey, crypto's only for illicit activities. And that's what they're doing with it, is buying drugs. They even made a movie and made it real famous. They didn't put our movie out there and try and make it real famous. We had a movie about the good things that are going on in crypto, about people who were doing well, about people who are trying to make the world a better place. If you haven't watched our movie, The Highest of Stakes, that's what it's about. So that's what I did here, was created that in order to, bring some kind of an attitude, an ambiance, whatever. And now I've kind of lost my chain. Where were we at? What I just said, I'm sorry. Let me keep that up so I'll remember. So newbies, what we did was we were the first stream to showcase all of the Hexicans. And that's what I called everybody, was Hexicans. That was what I wanted to call everyone. So I started coining the phrase. And what we were doing was trying to understand what Hex was and why it was there, and whether or not it was a viable product in crypto, whether or not it was going to change crypto. And around every corner, every peel of the onion that we pulled off, we discovered that it was getting better and better and better, and that Richard was trusted more and more and more with what he had done. And that's what we showcased. That's what we did. And we understood and explained the T-shares first. by bringing Dev Kyle onto the show. He was the developer that created the T-shares and why it was created. And I don't know if any of you understand or know even the story about how the T-share was created. But when Hex was being built, they were putting together a compounding model for the inflation, for the interest, for the APY. And one of the guys in the Telegram room at that time looked at the math, and this guy was like, you know, a gambler. He knew numbers. He was like, you know, he wasn't you know, a crypto guy. He was, hey, I know numbers, man. I know how to make money. And he looked at it and said, hey guys, check this out. You can stake these long 5 stakes all you want. I'm gonna beat you guys up with short stakes because I'm gonna have liquid. I'm gonna make the same APY, and I'm gonna be dumping on your heads every month. He said this in the chat room, and Dev Kyle looked at it and said, holy shit, this guy's right. This isn't gonna work. And Richard even said it. So they sat down and they went to the drawing board and said, how can we fix this? How can we make this work for everybody and make it a long-term hold? How can we do what is the most valuable thing in crypto? What creates more value in crypto than anything? Holding and not selling. What creates value in any asset is holding and not selling. So what can prolong the holding? Well, that's when they created the T-share. T-share is just a marker in time that marks how much and how long you put your hex out to stake. Your hex is burned and you're given that marker, that T-share. However long you've staked and however much hex that you've staked, you're going to get basically bonuses for doing so. For longer pays better and bigger pays better. You're going to get that marker and you're going to set it out in time and you're going to honor that time. And every day you're going to get a payout in inflation, 3.69% per year, is going to be going to all the stakers who honor their stakes on that T-share. So all that hex is going to accumulate on that T-share. And on the day that you're to take it out, you, after you've burnt your hex, of course, and got your T-share, are going to mint all of your hex that you burnt. So you're going to get new hex for your principal and all of the hex that you got for inflation and all of the hex that you got for end stake penalties from other people early end staking and not meeting their commitment. And that's what your bag's going to look like. And that T-share is going to be burned, gone forever. And T-shares are getting rarer and rarer and rarer. But you're going to get all that hex for that. You can't stop it from happening. T-shares are going to get burned on that date. Boom. And what does that do? Now it's called a return on investment increase on the T-share. You now cannot get back in and get the same amount of ROI, same amount of return for the hex that you put in and bought that T-share for. It's going to cost you more every time. It's kind of a reverse compounding. So now when you go to buy that T-share, oh, I'm going to stake it back the same. No. You can't get it for the same amount of hex that you got. Price goes up and it continuously goes up. T-share price is always going up and it's going to continue to rise. It's going to continue to go up. And that is going to be the rarity. That is what's going to make hex get really, really expensive. It's going to help compound the value of hex is that T-share price and it going up and it always going up. And it goes up in hex terms. It doesn't go up in dollar terms. So getting T-shares when hex is the cheapest dollar terms, if you're new and you're coming in, getting T-shares right now is what's important. Those T-shares are the most valuable thing in the hex ecosystem. Those T-shares are what you want when the price is down. And not enough people were doing that. It's funny. It's funny. The one thing that could be making people the most value is not being exploited at the bottom of the bear market. Right now, if people were smart, if we were doing our job, if I was out here spitting out a spleen talking about this all the time, which I should have been, and I'm sorry I haven't. I haven't talked about this enough. If we were promoting T-shares as much as we were out there fighting and arguing and fixing problems with each other, man, we could have probably made a difference. We fucked up. We screwed up as leaders by not promoting the T-share enough. during the downtime. Because new onboards should have been getting cheap T-shares right now. We were getting cheap T-shares in the beginning because we understood it. We were learning it. We were all talking about it. But now we have failed the new people coming in. They're holding Hex. They're buying PulseChain and PulseHex versus staking Hex, which is what they should be doing. Because that's where the real value is in staking that Hex. That's what we should be promoting. We should all be yelling at the rooftops. More T-shares. More T-shares. It's not in all those other cryptos, Inc., any of that stuff. It's in the T-share. That's your value. That's what's going to moon one day. Richard Hart has never said, you don't know how high the price of all these other things can go. He has said that about Hex. Hex is the GOAT. And now he says Hex is the bigger GOAT on PulseChain. He didn't say Hex on Ethereum wasn't the GOAT. He didn't say it's not superior to every other product in crypto, because it is. Even broken on Ethereum, Hex is the best product in crypto, period, bar none. Why? Because that's what we said for 4 years. That's what Richard taught us. That's what we were all out here doing. It hasn't changed. We still beat everybody in the crypto space. Everything out there sucks. Everything out there is bullshit, promise coins, lies, memes, crap. Hex on Ethereum is the GOAT in all the crypto space. Hex on PulseChain is the best product on the planet right now. That's what Richard was saying. And some of you misconstrued that for him taking eHEX out in the back and shooting it like old Yeller with tears in his eyes. That's not what happened. Wow, look at that, 800 viewers. Why is that? Why do we have 800 viewers now? Is it because everybody's worried, scared? Is it because everybody's wanting to know what's going on? You finally come into your senses and listen to the people that are telling you the right things versus all the people dangling freaking carrots out in front of you? Like, comment, subscribe, hit the belly bell button, guys. Or don't. But I've always told you the truth. I've always been here for all of you. I haven't tried to bilk you, even though I've been accused of it over and over and over again. I've never made a dime off of this community, other than the people that have put value into Hex and pumped all of our bags, which is what we're supposed to do. Because if everybody wants mad gains, one day you've got to cash out, right? One day you've got to cash out. Whether it's $1 million or $10, everybody's got to cash out. I see too much bitching and moaning and crying and complaining and worrying about other people's wallets all the time. Why are you worried about other people's wallets? You should be worried about your own and the wallets that have not been created yet. The wallets that are in here, you have no control over, you have no say over, and you shouldn't have any say over it because it's none of your fucking business. It's like asking Richard in the early days, where's the ETH, Richard? Where's the ETH? Do you remember that, guys? Do you remember how all the Hexicans turned that into a meme? Where's the ETH? We want to know what you're doing with the ETH, Richard. That's none of your fucking business. And it's none of your fucking business what my Hex does. Whether I sell it or hold it or stake it, it's none of your goddamn business. And those of you out there doxing people's wallets, shame on you. You shouldn't even been in crypto. It's not what crypto was made for. Jokers like you, doxing people's wallets, worried about people selling. That is the biggest crock of shit I've ever seen from a bunch of people that are supposed to be libertarian-minded, independent, live and let live. This guy's wallet just dumped a whole bunch of hacks. Get outraged, everybody. And God forbid they find out who it was. This guy bought a different coin. come on. Really? Worry about the wallets that aren't in here. Worry about the trillions of dollars that are out there and not the few billion that are in this space now. If you focus on that, you'll get your mad gains. Focus on abundance. There's more money than you guys know what to do with out there. And you can help fix what's out there if you were to show them this. If you were to make this place attractive. If you were to show crypto how to fix themselves. There's a whole bunch of people out there that are wrecked that would love to know what you guys are doing, that would love to know what we've done. All these influencers that I've met, I wouldn't want to touch their bags. The money that they made being influencers, the soul they had to sell, the shit they had to shill, the garbage that they had to turn themselves into. I'm glad I did what I did and got what I got versus what they got. They got the shitty end of the deal. I freaking feel for them. I've talked to a bunch of them. They're soulless, lost, fucked up people that don't have anything close to what some of us have. I ain't big on YouTube. This is the biggest fucking stream I've ever had. The biggest stream I've ever had. And I don't care. I don't care. This doesn't matter to me. The numbers on that board don't matter to me. What matters to me is the message and what we've been doing here. That's what matters to me. That we get this message out, that we become better, that we show crypto that we're the leaders. That's what matters to me. That's what matters to me. I told Ben that. I said, bro, I don't care about YouTube. Yeah, he told me, hey, well, he was on stream with me. He said, hey, you know, if you do it right and you promote your show like this and that and the other, I just laughed. I don't want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an influencer of the world. I want to fill up stadiums with people with passion like myself that want to change things, that want to make things better, that want to promote this product because I know this product can change the world. I know what Richard built can change the world. And we're not going to do it if we're all freaking bickering and fighting with one another. We've got to do this the right way. We've got to get better. What got us here isn't going to get us there. I know we have to change. I know we have to get better. And we will. We will. Mark my words. I ain't going away. I ain't going to stop. I ain't going to stop it. Let's see. Let's see if we've got some people that want to ask some more questions. Let's see here. If the OGs who have staked aren't worried, why the hell is everyone else flipping out? Because they don't have the same, because we've done a bad job at leading you guys. Period. End of story. I'm taking full blame for what's going on right now. I am. I'm not pointing my finger at anybody else. All this shit that I said to all of you right now, it's not pointed at you. It's pointing at me and the leadership. I'm taking that responsibility on because I haven't done enough. Because I haven't done enough to educate, to make you all feel like I feel. I'm not worried about any of this. And it's not because I'm financially free and retired and I can do what I want, when I want, where I want, how I want, with who I want, in the style that I want to do it in, which is called freedom. Money don't buy you happiness, but it buys you options, and options buy you freedom. And that's what makes you happy. And that's what's made me happy. But the one thing I don't have that's most important to me is your guys' freedom. And I've failed you on helping you to understand and feel like I do about this product, about this ecosystem. I have failed you. I have been out running around, screaming, spitting out a spleen, trying to build things, trying to TikTok, trying to do all this stuff, but I forgot about the message. I forgot to teach. I forgot to educate. I forgot to take my confidence and give it to you because I have it and I've failed to give it. Because here's the thing. Some of the people out there talking, they don't have big bags. They don't have the confidence I have. And what you don't have, you can't give. Don't forget that. What you don't have, you can't give. And there's a bunch of them out there that don't have it. So be careful of who you're listening to. I've got it, and maybe I haven't given it freely enough. I know we've got the best thing in the world, when it comes to financial products, when it comes to fixing finance. I know it. I knew it from the beginning. I had a feeling it was good. And then when we figured it out, I knew it was good. And that's what drove us. And that's what pushed us past all of the FUD, all from the family to the crypto to the governments to the SEC coming at us and freaking subpoenaing us and people trying to break us down, lawyers coming at us, lawsuits, you name it, everything came at us. But we didn't give up because we knew what we had. We know that we're right. I want to be on the right side of history. I want to be on the right side of history with Richard, because he's going to land on the right side of history, guys. You think Elon's big? You think that Richard Branson is big? You think that these guys did great things? Richard has done something incredible and nobody knows it yet. And it's because we have failed to tell everybody about it. That's what a crypto community is for. And until we get better at doing that, we're failing. So that's why I take the blame. I should have been the one out there speaking this more, giving you guys more confidence, giving you my confidence, what I know is going to happen, what I know this product is capable of, that we can fill stadiums, that there's more money out there in the world than we even know what to do with that can come into this space. 6 million X ain't shit. Bitcoin's garbage. Oh, I know. I love saying that in front of 837 people. It's going to piss some of you off. But it is when you compare it to something like Hex. If Bitcoin came out today and Hex existed, you would laugh it off the planet. Bitcoin is nothing compared to Hex. It wouldn't even make it as a crypto right now if it was to come out. It would be some obscure piece of garbage. Just because it was first, just because more people are investing in it, we're supposed to bow down to it. I don't bow down to fucking Bitcoin at all. I appreciate it. Thank you for opening up the space. Thank you for being first. Thank you for proving that we can have an online transaction peer-to-peer without an intermediary safely on the internet. Thank you. But you're not good tech. You're spaghetti code. You're insecure. Nobody wants to build on you. There's nobody helping out or in charge or wanting to build on it. Got garbage everything. That's what it is. So again, my failure. Let's see. Look at SJ. This gal has been working her tail off for you guys and for us, and I appreciate her much. Wish I could agree, but I mean, you've been giving up your time and money for over a year to teach. You're a great leader, RG, and I will continue all I can to support you in this. SJ, I appreciate you, and thank you for all that you do, and for all that you do that people don't know or understand. And then, start. Okay, let me see if I can find some of the comments that have been starred. Let's see. Hey, thanks, DB Cooper. Love you too, man. Let's see, where are these? Are the starred? I can't see that. I don't see any. Ink is the rarest meme coin. Message tonight. Great. X will be fine. There was that one stream. Oh yeah. Okay, let's read this one from Robert Kelleher. We invest in our emotions into money. It causes problems. Money is a means to an end, period. End of story. Money is a lot of things. and it's an enhancer of a human being. If you're an asshole and you get more money, you usually become a bigger asshole. If you're a good person and you get more money, you usually become a better person. Usually how it works. It's just like, steroids do things like that to people, that kind of stuff. It's one of those things. But yeah, I do agree that it is a means to an ends. It's definitely, I've been rich and I've been poor, and I definitely like being rich more than I like being poor. Well, I don't see a whole bunch of real questions coming. Good night, Sandy Beach. Let's see. I've got something going on over here. Oh, there's the start. I'm sorry. There we go. Let's go up here. Cheetah Western. So I walked into the bank one day and talked to my banker, and I onboarded him. And that's who this is. That's who this is. This is one of the elite banks out there, and now is a cryptopian, is a Hexican actually. So let's read what he has said. Thanks, SJ, for showing me that. That's up there. We have the only founder that isn't dumping on us, but buying. Yes, we saw that earlier. So let's go through this next one here. Onboarding, adoption. From there goes my brain. Hey, I figured that one out. Usually I don't figure those things out. Adoption. I think people are not jumping in because of the extra steps to get in. A barrier to entry is one problem. Yes, barrier to entry is a problem. Complexity of entry is a problem. Yes, but it shouldn't be. As far as we've always had that, and we went 10,000x with that in mind. Things have gotten a little bit easier actually. So I agree with you, but we're not where we should be as far as barrier to entry. I think that we could do better. Let's get this one. Will the seminars be accessible to the public? Yes. If you go to PulseChainTour.com, you can actually go to the live stream and purchase the live streams for the events. We didn't want to just give the live stream out because the people that are showing up at the event, we might get people just stay home. We want people there. And again, look, we're not making money off of this. Like, I don't take a dime for it. I take care of SJ and Black Hexican for all the work that they do. And trust me, they don't get paid enough. They don't make a living wage or anything like that off of this. This is basically a hobby and some extra money to pay for their expenses and what they do. So supporting the PulseChain Tour and going to the live stream and subscribing to it when we do the events helps out. But coming to the events, becoming a VIP, coming and breaking bread with us and hanging out with us, networking and doing all those things, that's what's important to support this. Because if we're going to go to stadiums, we've got to get this thing pumping. If we're going to fill up stadiums, if we're going to do this right, if we're going to spread the good word of Hex around and bring in real adoption, guys, I'm talking the real money that's out there, not this stupid crypto money, not a couple of our friends and family, but the real money that's out there that wants to get into this, that should know about this. We need to fill up stadiums and get loud. And that's what's going to help us politically too. Because in the background, I'm working on politics. I'm working on trying to fight the governments and get DeFi saved. We have to do that. And some of the people are getting on board with us, like Ben and Donovan, people like that. We need to do that. But yes, the seminars are accessible. You can go to PulseChainTour.com. It's rolling across the screen there, and get yourself a subscription to see it. But please, if you're in the area or you can get to us, come see us. There's nothing like a Hexican networking event. The information, the meeting after the meeting that you get, the people that can talk to you about, your staking ladders and the things, the staking strategies, and what's really going on in the ecosystem, and getting to know everybody is invaluable. And it builds stronger leadership. It builds a stronger community, because all this 2D hemming and hawing and fighting and pissing on each other and all that stuff doesn't happen at these events. If there would be nothing but a full-on fist fight brawl at these events if people acted like they do online. They don't do that. Everybody is cordial. Everybody understands. Everybody sees everybody's position. Everybody is like-minded. And when you're in front of them, there's something that happens. There's a synergy that happens. And that's what's building the community strong, is these events. I held the very first Hexagon meetup here in California. It was dollar cost crypto, Brasology, Crypto Vince, myself, and Yash Deep. 5 of us showed up in a park, met, talked. We had a good time. And those guys are like lifelong friends to me now. Brasology is a good friend of mine. I know you see us banter on Twitter and stuff together, but he's my good friend. I see him on a regular basis. We have lunch together. We hang out. Dollar cost crypto, one of my greatest friends. Just got done spending the weekend with him. We did a live stream at his studio. We had 1,900 viewers watching us live. 1,900. Amazing. This thing is starting to blow up, guys. I can feel it. We got to get better. So yes, you can access it there, Robert. Let's see this one. We recognize the work of the community. That is why it was disappointing to see the way RH handled this situation. Don't be so quick to criticize. I think RH may have said something and he didn't realize what the consequences might have been. And the consequences might not have been from true believers and Hexicans. The consequences might have been from weak-handed, lettuce hand folks that really shouldn't have been in this space anyway. Hex Down Under says, eHEX worth buying, RG? Not dump that shit. No. eHEX, of course, it's worth buying. You know, everybody's buying at their own risk. And I think it's always been a good buy. I think that if Hex becomes really, really scarce, which I think it will, think about this. Like I said, there's only a handful of percentage, like 5 to 8% of the Hex that's liquid that's available. If we go out and do our job and the world realizes what Hex is, if we do our job and the world comes in and grabs that Hex and says, we want to stake it and get that 20% APY, plus all the penalties from the plebs that are going to get out. And believe me, they'll go out and try and FUD people out, dump their Hex. If that money comes in and utilizes that 5% to 5 to 8% is going to disappear like that. Boom, gone. All of PHEX is gone. What's left? Where can I get that yield? Well, there's some over there on Ethereum. Boom, go get that same product over there. Boom, that's gone. People are waiting in line. I've been saying this from the beginning. People will end up waiting in line for Hex. You'll never get it all staked. You'll never get it all staked. But it's going to become so rare that people are going to be waiting to buy it up. Like there's not going to be enough Hex to buy. It's going to become very, very rare. And it's when people see the real importance of it, the staking feature, which we haven't done a good job of promoting, that's when it becomes super rare and the price goes to the moon on both chains. So is eHEX worth buying? That's up to you. I like it at this price. I really like the T-shares at this price, but PulseChain's better. PHEX is better right now. All right, let's read this one. Great video on Philip Banks' YouTube channel explaining T-shares. The guys on Hex Live misunderstood Michael in the very beginning, so he goes in deep and reveals the true power of the T-share mechanics. Thanks, Tin Top. Tin Top OG is speaking the truth. You can go in there and look that up and grab that and check it out. How did that happen? Hold on a second. I screwed that up. All right. Thanks, Tin Top, for that. Tin Top been around from the beginning, guys. This dude knows what he's talking about. Go check that video out. And we also have the video on Discord Syndicate of us talking to Dev Kyle and Dev Kyle explaining T-shares in the beginning. So a couple of good videos for you to go watch if you don't understand T-shares, if you didn't listen to my simple explanation of it and how it was done, go there and watch these, and you will understand the value and the power of the T-shares. A couple more a couple more questions here and we'll finish it up. Your money is supposed to be working. That's what Hex is. Exactly. Exactly. Sitting down and waiting for a number to go up is a bad way to try and make gains. It's a bad way to invest. That is a mentality of I can only make money if this thing goes up. And you're going to be disappointed because that's impatience. You're impatient with it. Why not increase your bags while you're waiting for it to go up? Why not look at your time horizon, your risk assessment, and put that Hex out where it can work for you? Exactly, Doc Fresh. Thank you for that. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing when you invest in things, when you get involved in stuff like this. My father-in-law taught me that. You know, when he first told me he was going to help me with stocks and stuff, I was thinking day trading. I was thinking, you know, okay, you get in, you make some gains, you pull it out, you buy a boat, you buy a house. You know, I was thinking like that. You're like, no. You don't understand. I'm going to sit you down with my broker. You're going to figure this out the right way. And it was like, and I was disappointed. Like, oh man, I got to wait a long time for this stuff. My father-in-law still has stocks that he hasn't cashed out, that he's held all these years. That's how rich people do it. In fact, the broker has to come in and say, man, you got to take this out of the bank this year. This is how much you got to take, you know, and that's how you're supposed to do it. That's how it's supposed to be done. Okay, let's read this next one. Captain, I honestly don't think RH would end eHEX. I think it's a part of a bigger plan to get bankets out, expensive Hex on all chains. You know, I don't know about the BankX narrative. I know that's kind of a little conspiracy that's rolling around. Look at that, 900 plus viewers. Thank you for supporting, guys. Thank you for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me to fuck off, dislike, whatever you want to do. Hit the belly button. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for coming here today and listening. I don't know what happened. Did Richard tweet this out or something? If he did, that was a first. Did Richard tweet it out? I don't know. But anyway, John, I'm not buying into that. It's possible, but I'm not buying into that narrative and saying that that's what's going on. And just because I don't know, you know, I don't want to put that out there like I know that that's what's happening. Could it happen? Could it be possible? Sure. I just don't think. I think it's a little far-fetched. But hey, expensive Hex on all chains. I'm all for that. Okay, Robert again. Oh no, Chin Top. Robert Keller. It may be the 800 IQ video on Philip Banks on those two. I think it's Dev Ruth talking, not Michael. It's been a while since I've heard it. Cool. They're looking for it. Those two guys are on it. Let's see. Why are people so sad about RH and eHEX? Have you ended a stake recently? I just paid 213 USD worth of ETH recently on Pulse on PLS 0.01. The difference is enormous. On Pulse and on Pulse. Oh, the difference is I think people are upset for the wrong reasons. I think that people are upset because what he said made some weak hands walk away from eHEX. I think that's why people are really upset. They're not upset about the narrative of don't do business over there because it sucks. You should be doing business over here. Bring your new onboards over here to thrive. I think that that's really what Richard was saying. And what some people took and what those weak hands who probably shouldn't have been here anyway, that were holding liquid, ready to dump on our heads at the first sign of a pump, I think those people are the ones that left. I think that those people are the ones that dropped this down. And hey, guess what? We don't want those people in the ecosystem anyway. Good riddance, goodbye, see you, sayonara, you didn't believe anyway. That's a good thing as far as I'm concerned. So hell yeah, that's, you know, I don't think that that Richard was saying. I think that, you know, you're right as far as the ETH fees. He was saying they're worse over here. So let me read one more of the private chat here. Yep, I did. Tin Top. Oh, it's about the same thing. Okay. Well, let me go to the regular comments, the live. I missed a whole bunch. My strategy hasn't changed. Yeah, Hexon. Boom. What's up, Hexicans? Hey, Crypto King. Man, are you making this thing pump? Let's see if we can get to 1,000. Tweet it out, everybody. Push us up to 1,000. First time Discourse Syndicate and the old captains ever got to 1,000 viewers on stream. That would be freaking awesome. I'd love it. If you got extra accounts, get on there. I remember we did that one time to get Silver the Antidote to show his face, and he did. That's cool. Here's a good one. If one man's tweet determines your financial decisions, you're in the wrong industry. That's another thing. So in all of the financial world, these social media outlets are now starting to affect markets in a very adverse way or positive way. I mean, look at what happened with the whole Robinhood thing and the AMC and the GameStop stuff. I mean, that was all social media driven, man. I mean, we've got to use this tool to do the right things. Imagine if we all put our heads together, if we all came up with a strategy and a tactic to go out there. You know what this community can, if that Robinhood community did what they did, can you imagine what this community could do if we came together and we strategized and we went after crypto? They're broken, guys. They're all broken up. They got nothing. They've all disappeared. Richard just tweeted today about that. He says, I'm the only one left in crypto. I'm the only one here. They've all just tucked their tails and ran. They don't dare come at us anymore. They're not even out there promoting their own stuff as it's pumping. They look horrible right now. Horrible. And guess what? It's not them that's pumping it. They're not pumping it. It's the institutional money coming in that's pumping this thing. Why? Because those guys are seeing what I'm seeing. They're seeing all of these OTC moves going, and they know that the institutions are coming. They know it. Thanks for that, PulseChain Kitchen. Let's see. I assume the motives. Let's see. Hit the like or walk the plank. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is a good one. Now, I don't want to disparage the little feller, but I'm sure there's a lot of people who'd like to give him a good, swift kick in the nuts for not being a leader, for not taking care of business. Why? Why is this happening for so long? Why is Ethereum bilking people? Why are they allowed to get away with it? Why is Vitalik not stepping up and acting like the person that he's always acted like in crypto, like he was something special? Why is he not standing up for people? Is he getting paid for this stuff? Are there people that are threatening him if they don't let them get paid for this stuff? What's going on here? This is just weird. Very, very weird. Vitalik is a network fee extortionist. That's why the Birth OS Pulse, and we are about to have our first anniversary. We are about to have our first anniversary. PLS are about to have our first, anniversary soon. Not sure exactly what you were finishing up there, Logi. But yes, it appears that Vitalik has become some type of an extortionist, or he's being influenced to be one, or he's being held hostage by other folks in order to extort us for their money, for their gains. I don't know. It's very fishy, very, very fishy. If Vitalik had half the balls as this community has, he would fix this shit already, right? Him and his team are the guys that invented the smart contracts, came out with it first and put it out there. Why can't they fix it? I don't get it. 968. Come on, guys. Let's get this thing to 1,000. Oh, man. Here's another one. Dev Kyle was great too. Eye opener for noobs. If you guys don't remember Dev Kyle, he was the guy that helped build the T-share. The T-share. Here's another good oldie. Dorsey says day 33, baby. That was the day that we got the most amount of hex for our Ethereum on the AA lobby. Those of us who were DCAing, getting in on those days, that was the day that we got the most. 971. Keep it rolling, guys. Keep it rolling. Let's hit that 1,000. Logi, another one. Why are people so okay, I read that one already. Sorry. Rick rolling us with that link. Yep. Let's see. I was so grateful for his tweets because it gave me a second chance. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So Bobby Hexelrod says, I'm so grateful for RH's tweet because it gave me a second chance to FOMO my bags. So look here. Here's a guy that has looked at this situation and turned lemons into lemonade. He believes in Hex. He believes in the future of Hex. He is getting himself some more because he knows that buying this cheap Hex, buying in on it, is buying him cheap t-shirts. Now, that means Ethereum has to fix itself. So some things have to happen for it to become more valuable for him. But that's confidence. That's understanding that long-term in this wins the game. Long-term. What Richard said is true. But let's not forget that Ethereum can change its attitude and fix itself. Why wouldn't it? Do we think that Ethereum is going to go away? Do we think that Ethereum is not going to fix itself and not going to change the fees? I tend to say it will eventually. Hasn't yet, but I think it will eventually. Let's see here. Thanks, Danny boy. So that stream with dollar cost crypto was fire. It was. There was a lot of good Hexicans on there. A lot of people for the first time in one room and 1,900 viewers. I mean, 1,900 people watching Hexicans. Watching Hexicans. You don't see that out there in crypto now. There's not that many people out there watching. 975 viewers. I mean, come on. This space is getting hot. Hexico is getting hot. We are starting to take over. If this guy's little stream is finally starting to hit numbers like this, imagine what those who are going to be better. There are going to be better streamers than us coming in. There are going to be better ways to get people onboarded. We are going to get stronger. We are going to grow. It is going to happen. I promise you guys. I said it before, and now look at it. It's doing it again. It's doing it again. Oh, let's see. Let me pull this up. Robert says the seminars are awesome. I got to go to one. Yes, he did. We did get to meet Robert. Please get the live stream if you can't get there in person. Yes, go to PulseChainTour.com and get yourself on the live stream if you can't make it there. Let's see. Let's read this one. All right. For those of us who have been here, we have bags of Pulse, PETITION, and PulseX, ink, etc. I'm sure we will pump eHEX, maybe just for the fun of it, when our cup runneth over. Nice, Vanilla the Hexican. Nice. Let's see. What is that? Oh, Tin Top posted the link, everybody. If you didn't see it, it's in the chat. That's it right there. Tin Top. 998. 2 more viewers and we hit a K, baby. Hit a K. That would make this old guy extremely happy. Let's see you guys do it. Let's see you guys do it. Tin Top, thank you for posting that. I'm sure that's the stream that explains the t-shirt. Now 1,000 viewers. Okay, I got to get up and do the happy dance. Woo! Boom, boom, boom. We taking over, baby. Oh, 1,000 viewers. I can't believe you guys did that. Thank you so much. 1,014 viewers. Freaking going off the chain, off the chain. Hey, tweet it out, Richard. Get us 2,000. Somebody tell Richard to tweet it out. Maybe he already did. Did Richard tweet it out? I don't know. Anyway, thanks, guys. I appreciate you. I could almost go ahead and call it a night, and I probably should. Is there anything else you guys would like me to go off on, rant on? Gosh, man. Got you. Thanks up, everybody. Hit the swashbucklers. Yeah, you did it. Are you streaming on X only? 122 on YouTube. Yeah, we're streaming on a few different platforms. We got X and YouTube going, SJ has us on a bunch of other stuff. Let's see what else in the day. All right, said don't work for. Here's one right here. At the end of the day, RH said he don't work for you, so you can't really get mad. Exactly. Thank you, Wally Cyrus. 100%. But guess what? We all work for each other here. I do. I work for you guys. I spit out a spleen for you guys. I put the events on for you guys. I made a movie for you guys. I do a YouTube channel for you guys. I give up my family's time for you guys. I give up my money for you guys. If Richard is the best guy in crypto, I'm the best guy in Hexco. I'm helping. I'm doing my share. I'm not taking anything from this community. And I'm giving everybody a chance to prove themselves. I'm giving every other crypto project that's on PulseChain or built around Hex to prove themselves. I don't punch them in the eye. I don't knock them down. I don't tell people not to buy their shit. I tell people to go out there and do their own research, to be careful, to do their thing, and not to be fudding everybody out, and to make yourself better and think of abundance. Don't be thinking of lack. See, the problem is people want every dollar that comes into the space to just go into their bags. That is so fucking selfish. So selfish. There is more than enough abundance for everybody if we do the right thing. If you're trying to scrape money out of this crypto space, out of the Hexicans, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong. Go get the money that's out there. Get the real money. This is pittance. And you're not saving anybody. Let everybody make their own mistakes. Let everybody hang themselves. You be better. Make them better. Let's see here. All right, guys. Thank you, Corey. Hey, Corey, good to see you, my man. When movie sequel? Well, we put a tweet out there hoping to see if people were interested in us doing another one. I know that we've got a parody already going on, The Lowest of Stakes. Hexy Bastard and his crew are making The Lowest of Stakes, so that's cool. It's helping out probably. Bring attention to what we've got going on. Look at that, 1,080, 1,081. Now it's blowing up. You guys are blowing up the stream. Now it's getting bigger. Such a fire stream, RG. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, we're hoping that there's going to be a sequel. And we'd like to bring more Hexicans in and showcase more of what's going on, and maybe showcase this bull run, show everybody where Mikey's going to end up, shut everybody down from fudding us from the movie. You know, we got a lot of crap from the movie, but you know what? We made a fucking movie. This community made a movie. We did something that no other crypto community has ever done. We made a real hardcore production movie, A quality, lots of time, lots of effort, lots of Hexican input, lots of community input. It was, man, it was something else to see that we've done it. And guess what? It's there for all time. It's never going to go away. It's not going to disappear. And when the bull market comes, people tell me, oh, that movie's worthless. It's a piece of shit. It's not going to do anything. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But in the bull market, when people are looking at crypto and they're looking for crypto, I remember when in 17, I was looking for crypto movies and I didn't see anything worth a shit. You know, there's a couple movies out there. Most of them were FUD. Most of them were people going to prison or rug pulling or going off and dying, murder for hire, all that bullshit. But nobody was telling the real story about a community that's helping a guy, a founder, get behind a real good crypto that can save the world. And that's what we did. We made that movie. We made that movie. And it's out there for all times. And that means that when people are interested, when this bull market starts booming, your phone starts ringing, Hex goes to, 30, 40, 50 cents, and people want to get in, they're going to be able to go see that movie and see what we're all about. And it's going to be there for all time. It's never going to go away. It's always going to be there to explain what Hex is, to explain what this community is, to show who Richard Hart is. It's always going to be there. And I'm proud of that. And I'm glad we did it. Let's see real quick. Oh, look at that. 1,100 live viewers. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, if you want to see real Hex content and no fluff, no bullshit, no hippy dippy do shit. You want to hear it real? You want to get it from somebody who's been around? You want to get it from somebody who's actually been successful in Hex, who's retired himself, who got rain gutters on his house because of Hex? Then watch me. Listen to me. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not going to tell you to go do things that you shouldn't do or that you don't know how to do. I'm going to let you go do that all by yourself. But I'm going to be here to help lead this community into filling up stadiums and bringing more outside users in. That's what I'm going to be here for. That's what I'm going to do. And thank you, PulseChain Kitchen, for the $9.99. We got one super chat. We had 1,109 viewers and one super chat. Thank you, Pulse Kitchen. We appreciate you. And that's not what we're here for. We're not here for super chats. So don't start sending super chats. I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the $9.99 and all of the viewers that are here. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. I'm sorry I'm going to have to, cut it off, but we can get 2.5 hours and having this many viewers. I don't know what happened. I don't know how we hit the algorithms like this. But you know what? MCR, keep fighting a good fight. Discourse Syndicate, we're going to keep on going. We ain't stopping. We're backing everything that Richard Hart has to say here. We are 100% behind him. I'm not flooding him. I don't know what, his intentions were. I thought I knew what his intentions were, which were he just wanted to tell people that Hex on Pulse was good. And some stupid motherfuckers did some dumb things with their Hex bags on the east side. I think that's what happened. And if it hurt some of you, that's not his fault. That's not his fault. It only hurts you for a day. Watch what happens. It always does this and it comes back, and it's part of the game. So to scream and yell about it on day one when it happens is really ludicrous. Really, really ludicrous. You don't need to do that. Okay, let's see here. One last, let me grab this question real quick. We need a good rant from the captain after the last few days. That's how the viewers got here. Okay, well, I'm glad I was able to oblige, and thank you guys all for even wanting to be here and listen to me. Let me take a look. I got some messages in the private chat. I might have some housekeeping to do here. Sure. Come on in if you'd like. SJ's in the background. She's the producer of the show. She's back there doing stuff. She said she wanted to jump on for a minute. Go ahead.
I just have to say that after watching this man do what he's been doing for the last year, very closely, we've been working together. And I've been working on the production of this show, getting guests on, doing as much as I can for all the algorithms and all the different social media platforms. And to see these numbers going to what they are right now, and just knowing that this is just the beginning, I've just been waterworks back here. So I just want to thank everybody for your support, and just let you all know that we are just getting started. And I'm really excited to be on this journey with all y'all.
Well, thank you, SJ. I appreciate you. That's awesome. I appreciate her and all the work she's doing, like I said, and all of you. We are stronger together, Magic Carpet Ride. We are. Let's do it. Let's come together. Let's get together. I appreciate and love each and every one of you. All of you fudders, all of you assholes, all of you freaking guys out there beating on people and making things tough on us out there, making us look, kind of silly. I think that there's value in each and every one of you. You're just a little inaccurate in your delivery. Let's fix the delivery. Let's get you right. Let's get you on board. Let's get you going in the same direction that RH is really going. Some of you are claiming to be, behind RH and trying, to poke other people in the eye because they're not supporting him. Bullshit, man. Fuck you if you think I'm not supporting RH. I've been one of his biggest supporters all this time. I got on the fucking big screen and said, I believe in Richard Hart, because I do. Everything I do here is because of what that man gave to us. He gave us the ability to come out here and do what we do. I shouldn't be getting 1,000 viewers on a live stream. That's for those guys that are overproduced. That's for those guys who are out there bullshitting people and selling them fucking fake shit and selling them promises. I shouldn't be this guy. But why am I this guy? Because Richard Hart made something incredible. He made something that everybody should have. He made something that I can stand behind, and I can just basically talk out the side of my neck and eat shit and bark at the moon and still be right as long as I say Hex is the GOAT. That's what he did. He's the one who made this happen. He's the one that made me happen. I'll never forget the best moment of my Hexican career was when I met Richard Hart for the first time. We sat down, and I got the movie crew set it up to where it was just me and Richard. We got to meet, and we were alone. They were filming it, of course. They only filmed us meeting. They didn't film our conversation or what we did after, all the stuff we had a conversation about. But I met him. Thanks, bro. You don't know what you did. I would not have made it if it wasn't for what you did. I was not gonna fucking make it. I was not going to be able to retire. I was going to have to work the rest of my spine away. I was so grateful for what he did. And he sat me down and he took one of those posters and he wrote on it and he said, to the third best streamer in all of Hexico, next to me and Hexo. And I have that poster. I'm going to frame it and put it up on the wall soon. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget the gratitude, the way he treated me when we hung out that day, the way we had dinner, we sat and talked. We talked with a bunch of Hexicans that supported the film. We went out afterwards onto the town. He was just humble, real, just exactly what I thought he was going to be, exactly the human being I thought he was. And I was so grateful for that. I was like, it just energized me. I ain't going nowhere because I know this guy's the real deal. I know he means well. I know he wants this to be successful. And whatever means we got to take to get there, whatever speed bumps we got to hit, whatever trials, tribulations, and obstacles we have to come, I'm going to be there and help him get through it. So for those of you that think I don't support Richard Hart, you're full of shit. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know my relationship with him. You don't know what he and what he's done means to me and my family. I will forever be grateful for that. And that's why I'm still here, because I want to take what he's done and go help the world and make it a better place. Thank you all for coming. I appreciate you. You guys are the best. Thanks for putting the stream up where it was. And we will do it again soon. Let's see if we can get 1,000 viewers all the time. This fires me the fuck up. My rants are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger the more people. Imagine standing on a stage with 50,000 people, 100,000 people up in the stands. Oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be so good. See ya. Why is Hex better than Bitcoin? Well, first of all, it's the fundamentals of code. The fundamentals of code are better than Bitcoin. Inflation model is better than inflation. The staking feature is better than a mining feature. It's new tech versus old tech. Decentralized versus centralized. Yes, all of those things.